Hey guys, what's up? Welcome. This is What's Cooking with Chef Noel, and we are live. And guess what? Today we're making a Jamaican rum cake or fruit cake or black cake, so you don't want to miss it. Of course, we won't be long. It's a very pretty, few easy steps, and I'll break it down to you and show you in 3 parts. So make sure you share this video to all your friends. We're making Jamaican rum cake, right? And it's the festive time now. So first, we need to check our oven. Make sure it's all clean. Nothing is in there. I'm gonna turn on our oven. We started off at 350, get it all hot. All right? So for this cake, it's a very heavy cake, and we use a creaming method. So we're gonna cream butter and sugar. And it's not like the old time days where grandma uses the wooden spoon, and we're gonna use a mixer today, so it won't be long. Alright, so I'm using ½ pound of butter right here. And then we're gonna just give this a little beat. Get it all clean. Come on in, tell me where you're watching from. A few persons I think making along as well. Hey Jennifer. Oh Lord. Hey Jennifer. So come on in. I think there are a few persons baking along as well. So hope I'm not going too fast. Alright, it's all locked now. So what I'm gonna do is just whip up our butter a little. Get it on light and fluffy. Or margarine. I'm using margarine. This one is margarine, but you can use butter as well. So butter gives you more flavor. Of course, margarine is just cheaper and it's just oil, but the margarine works. And sugar. So we're gonna cream our sugar and margarine. The margarine tends to have a little bit more moisture. And what I use, my tool, a spatula, my whisk, my wooden spoon, of course. We need a sieve, we need measuring cup and measuring spoon. So make sure you have your pen and your paper. Take your notes, ask question. Toronto's in the house. Alright? So by the time you start to mix, what you need to do is you need to scrape down the side of the bowl so you get everything all incorporated, right? So if you're just joining, I'm using ½ pound butter, ½ pound sugar. So they're all equal, right? So we cream our butter and sugar to also, hey, Steve and Rose. Do you all see my little Christmas tree here? So it's creaming up the butter and the sugar or margarine and sugar, whichever one you want to use. I'm using a very fine grain sugar so that way it cream very fast. So what you want, once it's double in volume and also the butter get very light, then you're pretty good to go, right? Because we're gonna continue beat while we add the egg, and you don't want to overbeat your butter and your sugar. You don't want to overbeat your eggs as well. So you're gonna make sure that everything beat properly. So we're gonna run this a little more and then we're good to go. Trust me. Alright, and this is perfect. Alright, so we're gonna drop our eggs. I'm using 5 eggs. And these are medium eggs, guys. So you can use 6 if you think it's too small. It's not a religion, you don't gotta follow it directly. As long as, you know, you get your result that you're looking for. You're good to go, right? So I'm using 5 eggs over here. I'm gonna drop these one at a time. You want to make sure that it incorporates before you do the next one, right? This recipe should give us like 2 cakes, 2 9-inch cakes. We're just gonna scrape on the side. So if you have your fancy KitchenAid mixer, go ahead and use it. Same thing. You scrape down, guys. Get the bowl clean. So that's the reason why you need your spatula. So go to your store and get a spatula, or you know, find the one you have I'm not using. You don't want to speed up this process too much. One more egg. So I got some egg. And I will scrape down our bowl. Get everything nice and mellow, right? So that's our eggs. Bacon is not my thing. Why? So that's our egg, our margarine, and our sugar, right? So now the time that we're gonna add our spice now. So I got some vanilla over here, 2 teaspoons vanilla. Here I got some rose water, a little almond, and some lime juice. So like 1 teaspoon almond, 1 teaspoon rose water, and a splash of lime juice. You can always use some lime zest. It's your call, right? Nicely done inside. Then this is where I like to add my fruits, and I'm using 1.5 cup fruits, and my fruits already, you know, soak. And if you don't have time to soak your fruits, you can steam it. So you can get your raisin, your cherry, if you like a mixed peel in it. Some people don't, and you can boil those or steam those in some rum and some wine, and you puree it. I like to puree mine so there's no chunks of fruits in the cake. And for fruit cake, honestly, it's like a labor of love, because trust me, steaming the fruits, puree it, and have everything ready, it takes a little time. And the longer you have your fruit cake is, the better it is. So you want to make your fruit cake ahead of time so it can sit, right? So now we need the dried stuff, right? You guys, I want you guys to see, all right? So we're gonna sift our dry stuff. Oh yeah. So I got 2 cups of flour over here, guys. I need a beeper. I don't want to waste my flour. Alright, and then here now I got 2 teaspoons baking powder, teaspoon cinnamon, teaspoon nutmeg, and I got some mixed spice as well. So I got some space so I can always add these to it and then sift everything right through. Alright, see, we're almost finished. We're almost finished. Then some recipe they'll use breadcrumbs, some don't. For Chef Noel's cake, he does, right? So some breadcrumbs, it help you to use less flour, so your fruit cake is not too, full of flour, but it also has enough body to absorb the rum and wine. So that's what the breadcrumbs really does. Give it some body. So when you keep soaking it, that's the breadcrumbs there now helping it to keep the structure, right? So that's why you need a sieve. So you sieve it, and while you sieve, you incorporate some here. The fruit should be the last to go in. Why is that? Who says that? You can add your fruits last, you can add it first, wherever you want to add your fruits, as long as your fruits are in it. This we will need. Which one of our national heroes said we must do the fruits last? Everyone has their own way of cooking. This is my way, you have your way. We all can learn something new from someone. So I'm asking why. Seal it, seal. Why? So, oh, Lane, I use 1.5. I use 1.5 cup. It's all about preference. It's what you like. And I'll never watch Food Network and tell Bobby Flay, oh, do this, do this. I watch and I see the result. If you add it first or add it last, it makes no big difference. I just use a regular breadcrumbs store-bought. I bought these. Alright, so we got our creamy mixture here now. We got our dried mixture, so now we need our liquid. For this, I'm going to use 1 cup of wine, red label wine. And I'm going to use half rum. My fruits got some amount of rum in it and wine already as well. So I don't need my spatula yet, but we will need it, so you don't want to put your spatula too far. And this is when we need our wooden spoon. Alright, so the dried ingredients is 2 cups of flour. You got that? 2 teaspoons baking powder. 1 teaspoon cinnamon. 1 teaspoon nutmeg. And a teaspoon of mixed spice. And I use half cup breadcrumbs. Okay, Audrey's saying because I think everything should go in and mix out smooth and then fruit goes. No man, it doesn't matter, Audrey. And the fruit's already puree, so you can mix the fruits, properly. So I like to do this in 3 parts. So 1, so do this in, and then we have 2 more leave. And then we got our liquid. So at this stage, you can use your mixer if you wish. You can use your spoon and then just use a mixer, just get a 1 run through. So this is where grandma would tell you to cut and fold, right? So you cut and you fold, cut. That's what grandma would say. But this we just need to get it all stirring. You don't want to add too much of your dry ingredients all at once. So the thing is, Audrey, if you add your fruits at the end, you're doing too much mixing, right? So you're mixing in the flour, you're mixing in the fruits, you're mixing in this. Mix early so you don't work the butter too much. You're giving yourself more work. So all I need to add after this now is just my browning, which I like to add last, so at least you can see the shade that you want. I personally know how much this will take, but at the same time, I just don't want to add it. I need to taste yours and then so like you have the formula, Audrey. So now we're gonna add our browning. So for some people they can measure it. So surely say you only add the fruits last if they're not blended. Your port wine is very good, so you can find a good port wine. I have one. So if you're in Canada and you go to LCBO, you can use this one, the Concord. It's pretty good. It's 11% alcohol. So we can measure our browning or we just use our eye. Usually, for this, it's a few tablespoons. Everyone like there's a different shade. This will take at least half of this. A little more in this and we're good to go. Bam, bam, bam. Are you good, Lynn? I think Lynn is baking with us. As I said earlier, this can do like 2 cakes. And pretty much that's it. So now we need our baking tin. How far are you? And we spray. You can use your butter or your grease paper. As I said, this can give you 2 cakes. And then you look a knot down and you put this to bake. And then I put my oven at 325. I don't fully bake at 350. It's this one, this 142 ml. Yes, so you put that to bake, and that will take roughly 30 minutes thereabout. And I put a pan with some water inside the oven to steam. And then after an hour or so, you'll end up with something like this. And this would be your fruit cake. Alright, so that's what you'll end up with. Something looking like this. And once it finished out of the oven, you want to eat it with some red label wine. Put a plastic wrap over it, and then a few seconds you remove the plastic wrap so it don't sort of get it sort of sweat and get white. You remove it, and then once it cool now, then you can always wrap it and whatever and wet it daily or whatever the case may be. Right? Any question before we go? You want some sorrel? Yes, so pretty much that's it. I'll show you guys the steps. I know most of you might have your recipes already, some don't. So for those of you who don't, I hope you learn something new today. So I add the fruits early so I don't need to be mixing too much at the end. And a recipe is only a guide. So you can always twist and turn, mix and match to your likeness. Alright? So thank you guys for watching, and next week we'll do something festive again. Alright? And this recipe is also Lynn. This recipe is in the book. I think Lynn is baking. This recipe is in the book. So for those of you who don't have the book, you can get it on Amazon at Cuisine by Noel on my website as well. It's in a book. It's page 152. It's in the book, We're not doing no ham. I don't eat pork, so I'm not cooking no pork. Fire. Alright, so make sure you head on to Amazon, get the book, it's in there. It's a great Christmas gift, so you can make it a Christmas gift for yourself or someone you know. Amazon.com, Amazon.ca. It's on sale on Amazon.ca. Also for the fruits, I just did I have a bunch of fruits I soak and steam, so I just use like two. I use 1.5 cup of fruits just from that. But you can just buy equal amount. So buy half pound cherry, half pound raisin. If you like prune, add prune to it. The mixed peel, you can add mixed peel to it. Do quarter pound mixed peel, maybe half, you know. And you steam those with some rum and wine, then you puree it. And then just use 1.5 cup of that for this recipe, for the recipe. You don't want to add too much fruits, because if you have too much fruits, then it's going to become like a pudding. It's going to be too thick. Unless you like that. Some people do like that. Yeah. And then I have a ratio in my head that I use. So like a pound of butter and sugar, I would use like 12 eggs then. So that's why I half this recipe now, so I use 5 to 6 eggs. Prune and raisin and cherry, it should be good. Yeah. And then now you have all your dried ingredients together now. Your flour, your baking powder, and you're good to go. Alright, is there more question? No? Alright, thank you guys. See you all next week. Say bye to the cake. And remember, you can go and follow on Instagram at I am Chef Noel. The link for my Facebook page is there up top. I got some Christmas recipes I'm going to post as well. Some eggnog recipe, some ham recipe. I'm going to post the cake recipe there as well. So you can go follow the page on Instagram at I am Chef Noel. Website cuisine-by-noel.com. And yeah, I got a sorrel sangria in the book. Alright, Lynn, happy baking. And if you don't want to bake, you can always order a cake. I'm shipping out cakes to some people, so if you want to order a cake, you can go ahead and, you know, inbox me, let me know. Alright? Alright, Rudy or Rudy? Alright, yeah man, bless up Caribbean culture, big up, big up. Lorna, I see you. Your cake on its way, Lorna. This is a Jamaican fruit cake, rum cake, black cake, same thing.